let us see what is job design. To understand job design, let us understand job analysis. So what is job analysis? It is the process of collecting job related information. You need to analyze the job, right? Job की information मतलब क्या duties है, क्या qualifications है, what are the responsibilities, senior कौन होगा, junior कौन होगा, क्या skills required है, technical skills, conceptual skills, decision making skills, all that is nothing but this is information related about the job. For example, to be a sales executive, what qualifications are required, right? What age criteria is required, whether the person should be willing to travel or not, what kind of skills are required, how that person will be performing the job, and so on and so forth. So all the information related to the job is job analysis. Such information helps in the preparation of job description and job specification. So what is job analysis? We are talking about job analysis. It is process of collecting job related information. The logical sequence to job analysis is job design, right? And we will talk about it. So logical sequence to job analysis is job design. What is the basic job, right? Uske baad, once you finish that basic job in a year or 2 years, then where will you be promoted? Uske baad kya hoga? Uske baad kya hoga? So that entire, design for job is called job design. Job analysis refers to the process of collecting information about the job. It involves collection of information that should include knowledge, skills, and abilities the incumbent should possess to discharge a job effectively. In addition to KSAs, other details about the job may include the place where the job is completed and the performance standards. So now let us understand what is job design. As I said, the logical sequence to job analysis, right, is job design. Job analysis, as was explained earlier, provides job related data as well as the skills and knowledge expected of the incumbent to discharge the job. Job design then involves conscious efforts to organize tasks, duties, and responsibilities into a unit of work to achieve certain objectives. Thus, job design involves 3 steps. First is the specification of individual task. Second, the specification of the methods of performing each task. And third, the combination of tasks into specific jobs to be assigned to individual. So now we are going to understand the different methods to perform job design, to understand job design. कि आप job को design कैसे करोगे, right? What are the specifications required? How do you perform the task? How do you measure the task? What exactly an individual has to do? So how can you combine different tasks? So combination करके आप कैसे individuals को assign करोगे? All that is a part of job design. It involves conscious efforts to organize tasks, duties, and responsibilities into a unit of work to achieve certain objectives. So job design follows job analysis. आप पहले job analysis करते हो, उसमें हम job description और job specification बनाते हैं और उसके बाद job design बनता है कि अब एक job के लिए how do we design a job? What all different tasks can be done? How do we combine different elements of job and create a job? Job design may be defined as a structure of different jobs of an organization to be performed. It is a framework or format which shows the various tasks of an organization required to be completed to discharge the assigned responsibility to the employees. Edwin B. Flippo has defined job analysis as the process of studying and collecting information relating to the operations and responsibilities of specific job. The immediate products of this analysis are job description and job specification. Now in our course, we are not talking much on job analysis, हम job design की बात करेंगे. So let us see different methods of job design. In our course, there are of course many methods, various methods of job design, but we will be talking about these 4 main methods of job design. Starting with the first one, work simplification, then job rotation, job enlargement, and job enrichment. To understand job design, let us understand a little bit of graph. Let's say अगर हम इस तरह से ग्राफ बनाएं, राइट, तो 2 डायमेंशंस आपको दिखेंगे, एक है इम्पैक्ट और दूसरा है कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. The impact dimension. What is impact, which is on vertical axis? It is the degree to which a job design approach is linked with factors beyond the immediate job, such as reward systems, performance appraisal methods, leadership, customer systems, organizational design, working condition, and team composition and norms. So what is the impact of the job? अगर ये job में हमने extra इतने elements डाले तो उसका क्या impact होगा organization पे? और दूसरा complexity, which is on the horizontal x-axis, is the degree to which a job design approach requires involvement of individuals with diverse competencies at various organizational level and high level of decision making competency for successful implementation. How complex is the job? How different elements have been combined together, right? We'll start with the first basic one, जहां पे दोनों ही चीज low है, low impact and low complexity, which is called as a simple work simplification, right? फिर धीरे धीरे increase होगा, then that will become job rotation, where both are medium, impact is also medium and complexity is also medium. Then a little bit moderate, medium to high के बीच में, which becomes job enlargement, sorry. And both are high. It is called job enrichment. And of course, if you move ahead more, then there will be team, system, socio-economic work, and so on, right? So this is how basically the methods have been defined. Starting with the first one, work simplification or job simplification. What is this? You are just breaking the entire job into small subparts, and those subparts gets divided among the people so that the whole work is being done, right? That is called as work simplification. Under this method, a job is simplified by breaking it down into small subparts. Jobs are divided into smaller components and subsequently assigned to workers as whole job. Simplification of work requires that jobs be broken down into their smallest units and then analyzed. Each resulting subunit typically consists of relatively few operations. These subunits are then assigned to the workers as their total jobs. Right? हमने क्या किया, एक बड़े से काम को break किया और broken parts have been given to different workers. So the overall, all broken parts and all workers together as a team creates one entire job. So what is the advantage? You don't need to give a lot of training, right? I just have to do that small part of my work. I'll do that. My efficiency and effectivity will increase. However, the negative point will be I'm going to do the same thing again and again. So I'll be frustrated. I'm not learning something new and so on. So the major advantage is the job requires very little training. They can be implemented by less costly unskilled workers. Job speed increases, of course, because each worker is performing only a small portion of the previously large job and thus is able to master a smaller, less complicated job unit. On the negative side, job simplification results in workers experiencing boredom, frustration, alienation, lack of motivation, and low job satisfaction. Thus, in turn, it leads to lower productivity and increased cost. Now, work simplification, I'm just doing that small subpart of work, or you can say it's boring, it's frustrating, है ना? तो अब it's time कि वो boredom हम हटाएं employees से. Now, let us give them some additional work, some extra work, so that they learn, they grow, and they can remove the boredom. But then, if you keep on adding work, then of course it will be too much burdensome for them to learn. So now comes, तुमने एक काम किया, अब वो छोड़ो, अब दूसरा करो. और जो दूसरा कर रहा था उसको बोलो कि पहला काम करे. So now we are going to rotate the jobs. Job rotation is also a method of training employees, right? Wherein they learn all the basic components of the job, overall entire job, and then only they get promoted. So job rotation implies shifting of an employee from one job to another without any change in job, right? This is important. Shifting from one job to another without any change in the job. With job rotation, a given employee performs different jobs, but more or less jobs of the same nature. एडवांटेज ऑफ कोर्स बोर्डम चला गया, जो वर्क सिंप्लीफिकेशन में था, यू डूइंग द सेम थिंग अगेन एंड अगेन, सो इट हेल्प्स इन एलिविएटिंग बोर्डम and monotony of doing a single task. The organization also stands to benefit as the worker become competent in several jobs rather than only one. क्योंकि rotation हो रहा है, right? So the worker is learning first ये 1-2 महीने ये पढ़ा, फिर उसको rotate किया कहीं और डाला, फिर rotate किया कहीं और डाला, and that group of workers are being rotated. So after certain period of time, maybe 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, now employee has learned all the jobs, competent in several jobs rather than only one. However, periodic changing of job, it improves inter-department cooperation also. So आपने बार-बार उस job को change किया तो एक inter-department cooperation बढ़ा. But sometimes when you keep on changing, it leads to interruption. Transition phase पे काम slow होगा, productivity reduce होगी only during the transition phase. So the limitation is, of course, the basic nature of the job remains unchanged. You are not getting promoted or anything. It is just you're doing one thing, then you do another, then you do another. और वो frequent shifting से क्या हो रहा है? It may cause interruption in the work routine of the organization. Right? I hope the job rotation part is clear. After job rotation is done, employee learns basically all things, but उसका यहाँ कहीं promotion या कुछ हुआ नहीं. Now it's doing the same thing, rotated हो रहा है, shift हो रहा है, वही की वही चीज again and again. So now organization, what can they do? They can add some more tasks, more jobs, more elements in their job and enlarge the job. So the next method is job enlargement, which expands the job, but remember horizontally. Horizontally, you're just adding the job. You're not promoting, right? It increases the job scope. That is, it increases the number of different operations required in a job and the frequency with which the job cycle is repeated. By increasing the number of tasks, an individual performs job enlargement, increases job scope or job diversity. Efforts at job enlargement have met with less enthusiastic results. Why? As I said, आपका सिर्फ काम बढ़ा है, promotion नहीं. So the employee would feel that I am now, पहले मैं इतना काम कर रहा था, मैं इतना ज़्यादा काम कर रहा हूँ, but ultimately there is no change in the position or in the financial benefits or anything. So as one employee who experienced such redesign on his job remarked, before I had one lousy job, now through enlargement I have 3. So while job enlargement attacks the lack of diversity in over-specialized jobs, it has done little to provide challenge or meaningfulness to workers' activities. However, it is usual to enlarge the job in order to know whether the employee is capable enough for promotion or not, whether we can, give them the higher raise or not, financial benefits more दिए जाए कि नहीं दिए जाए. इसके लिए usually job enlargement phase दिया जाता है to see how much the employee is capable of. And the final one is job enrichment. Job enrichment as it is currently practiced in industry is a direct outgrowth of Herzberg's two-factor theory of motivation. I hope you remember Herzberg's two-factor theory of motivation. It had hygiene factors and motivators, right? That what would motivate an employee. So this job enrichment is basically based on this, that in order to motivate the employee, presence of hygiene factor is only going to satisfy them, but you need to add in some motivational factors like recognition, rewards, benefits, and so on. So it is therefore based on the assumption that in order to motivate personnel, the job itself must provide opportunities for achievement, recognition, responsibility, advancement, and growth. The basic idea is to restore jobs, restore the elements of jobs, interest that were taken away under intensive specialization. At this stage, it may be necessary to draw a distinction between rotation, enlargement, and enrichment. I hope this makes clear. Rotation में shifting हो रहा था, right? Wherein you are just learning one job के सारे elements. फिर enlargement, वहाँ पे हमने क्या किया? Jobs add की, task add किया, लेकिन promotion या financial benefit नहीं दिया. So of course employee would feel मैं इतना सारा काम कर रहा हूँ, right? And I'm just not getting any good perks or benefits. So now comes enrichment, wherein motivation भी मिला. So recognition मिला, responsibility, advanced career, growth, and benefits, opportunities दी गई. So सिर्फ काम नहीं बढ़ाया, साथ में opportunities भी दी. So now enrichment is usually looked upon positively by the employee. Job enrichment tries to embellish the job with factors that Herzberg characterized as motivators: achievement, recognition, increased responsibilities, opportunities for growth, advancement, and increased competence. There is an attempt to build into jobs a higher sense of challenge and achievement through vertical job loading. Right? Job enrichment, as I said, it's vertical. On the other hand, rotation, horizontal. Enlargement, horizontal. Vertical से क्या हो रहा है, आप एक level ऊपर गए. Right? And job enrichment is an attempt to build that sense of challenge and achievement. Vertical job loading entails redesigning the jobs to give greater responsibility, greater autonomy, and more immediate feedback to the individual or group. This might include transferring some of the superior's activities to the subordinates. So I hope this made quite sense to all of you, right? What have we done? यहाँ पे हमने दो dimensions को study किया, impact और complexity. Low impact, low complexity में there is work simplification. उसके बाद the employee is just learning one particular task, तो अब उसको आपको train करना है for more tasks, तो job rotation. But job rotation में boredom बहुत है, तो job enlargement, add more jobs, give more challenges, but don't give them high opportunities, higher challenges. So it's like, you know, more frustration, more burden of work increases. And so comes next is enrichment that motivate them to handle this burden. So give them some opportunities for growth, career advancement, and motivating factors so that their career advances. So this is job design. How do you design an entire job? What are the key elements in the job? How do you combine them? And how slowly and gradually you keep adding tasks so that employee grows, right? So let's see what is work simplification. Work simplification, breaking down the job into small subparts. Then job rotation, it gives relief from boredom. Job enlargement, extension of work plus additional task to obtain a complete unit. So it's extension of work and additional task. And job enrichment, increased responsibility, wider range of duties added. Responsibility bhi increase hui and wide range of duties added. I hope these four methods of job design are clear, right? So particularly in this unit, it's a small, simple unit having wonderful topics which are practically seen in any organization. We have completed recruitment, definition and process of recruitment, including internal and external sources of recruitment, just basic understanding of sources of recruitment. With selection, the process of selection में selection test use होते जो हमने detail में देखे थे, different types of test. And interviews use होते selection में, so we've seen types of interviews too. We just saw orientation and the different types of orientation: formal, informal orientation, investiture, divestiture, right? Serial and disjunctive, and individual and collective orientation. And job design and different methods of job design: work simplification, job rotation, you can see job enlargement and job enrichment. So overall, our unit 3 of procurement is done. Please feel free to connect with me in case of any questions. Thank you.